For the question about Susie purchasing a new freezer, I'm not, it has several steps for you to follow that you need to be doing in your journals. I'm not going to walk you through every single step, but I'm going to give you major pointers that will help along the way. So, part A is to write an equation representing the cost of each freezer in terms of months. Step 1 of solving systems still is defining variables. This time, looking at the information given, the things that we should be comparing is how much it's going to cost for one brand freezer, and we can figure that out based off of how many months that we are looking at. So the first brand tells us it's going to cost $18 to purchase it. That's like your y-intercept, your y equals mx plus b. The $60 per month tells you your slope. So the way the first equation reads is 60x plus 1800. Y equals mx plus b. B is beginning, m is the slope, $60 each month. The more expensive brand, they charge less per month, $40 per month. So 40 is the slope in this equation, and the y-intercept, b, the beginning, is the base price cost $26, $2,600. So even though it's more expensive here, monthly, it's more cost efficient. So here are your two equations. That's part A. Part B asks you to find the total cost of each after 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years. We have done defining variables and setting up systems. Because of the way this is set up, we're going to use the graphing method because it's going to ask you to graph on later things. Now, if we want to find the total cost using your calculator, since both of these are in y equals, if you type these into y1 and y2, it would be easy to go and look at the table for these values. Here is something you need to keep in mind. We are talking about in months, and the question asks, what is it at 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years? So don't look at x equals 1, x equals 2, and x equals 3. You need to find where x equals 12, where x equals 24, and where x equals 36 for each of these equations. That other value will tell you your answer for this question. So, same thing with this equation. Again, you want to know what when x is 12, 24, and 36, and the values that go with it. So when you look these things up in your calculator's table, you'll see that at 1 year, one brand is 2520. Oops, I made a mistake here. I just noticed that I typed in the wrong numbers there. So at 1 year, it's 2520 for the first brand and 3080 for the more expensive brand. 24 months, 3240 versus 3560, and at 3 years, 2960 versus 4040. And the pattern goes on and on and on. This is part A and B on the question about purchasing a new freezer. I'm going to skip part C for you to do on your own in your journals. And although I'm not going to help you with D or E either, I am going to give you a few tips. Part D asks you to find the break-even point. When you hear the word break-even, think of what we've talked about in class about point of intersection, an x comma y where the two lines intersect. So using your calculator, this is the second trace 5 inner 3 times function. However, something that you need to realize is when you try it, since these numbers are so large, you might need to change your window. If you need further help on this, I can help you work with your graphing calculators on this in class.